Okay, so I have made some notes which I really want to share with you so that you can benefit from it. Okay, so here are a few tips and few important mindsets to look at. So we usually think of this that let me start preparation uh, in my final year, and until then, so people either start their full preparation in their final year, okay, like from scratch, or they take a formal structured program in their final year. And I'm not talking about which coaching to take, but I'm talking about this, that they decide to fully accelerate and move to fifth gear in their fifth year. Okay, if you're driving a car, they go to the fifth gear in their fifth year. And first, second, third, fourth year, what are they doing? Uh, they are following the college syllabus. Now, I have no idea where this came from. Possibly the only explanation seems to be that you've not studied some of the subjects in law school. So, you might study them, you will study them later. So, no point studying them now. Or it could be that, coaching classes charge, 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs for every year of study. So, if you start studying from first or second year, you're going to run up a very big bill. Okay, now, as far as the first question is concerned, you might study only 2 or 3 subjects. You may study 5 subjects in a semester, and your judiciary syllabus will have loads of more subjects which you will study in fifth year, fourth year, third year. But the real question is this: how many of us always really pay attention in class? To what extent do we rely only on class teaching? And from what I know of our law school preparation is that your study most of the times accelerates towards your exam. 1 2 weeks before the exam, you try to do it all. So you're really using self-study method even there, and grasping subjects that you have not covered, that you've not probably listened to in class, or sometimes they were not taught by the teachers. Okay, but the only thing you have is you have a fixed set of notes and reference to cases. So when you're looking at a book, you know what to study and what not to study. But apart from that, you're really dealing with a new subject in any case, right? So here, my first input is that intellectually, you are capable of learning new subjects, irrespective of whether they're being taught in college or not. In any case, so that is step one. Okay, and in any case, you are going to, for cracking your exams, also rely a lot on your own self study with the benefit of notes. The second thing is that the preparation for college exams and the preparation for your college exams is going to be in a different direction. It's not comparable in any way to a competitive exam prep, because you can look at it like, look at any subject you study in college. You will be looking at 25-30% of the statutory provisions. You will be looking at a select portion of case laws, and then look at the syllabus, look at the past year's papers of any judiciary exam. You will see that, questions which were not discussed in college lectures are being asked. Okay, so the thing is that because law is a vast subject in any area of law, whether it's Transfer Property Act, Specific Relief Act, Limitations, Civil Procedure Code, look at any subject. Okay, your direction for studies for your college exam is going to be very different from competitive exam prep. What is the difference? Competitive exam prep is going to be more exhaustive, more comprehensive. It will require a lot more time. Okay, so that you are automatically going to go out of sync very quickly. Okay, if you start focusing on competitive exam prep, and you can really catch speed at this point in time. Now, those who start late, therefore, what they really have to deal with is this: imagine chasing a 500 run target, okay, in T20 cricket. So if you want to really effectively prepare for judiciary, minimum number of hours required to complete syllabus for one state judiciary exam is 3,000 hours. You compare this to other exams that people give. For example, if you want to work as a CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst, this gives you a good job at investment banks, mutual funds, all of them, good corporate job, which is an equivalent in, let's say, in the financial space. Okay, it's a very difficult exam. People who crack it get great jobs. The number of prescribed study hours, they say 250 to 300. one level, and they have three levels, but one level requires 250 to 300 hours, and that's sufficient to crack the exam for most people. Those who don't give that time don't crack it. Judiciary is 12 times more just to cover the syllabus for one state. That is 3,000 hours. We've done a subject wise breakdown, and we realized that 3,000 hours is humongous. If you now, every year seats are not released in every state. In some states there's a gap year, so most, and then some, in some states there are too few seats, too much competition. So what do candidates do for minimizing the risk? They study for multiple exams, right? They will study for multiple states exams. Now that means that again we have to do what? We have to customize our study preparation. When you start to customize uh, your preparation, expect to add 50% more time. So that 3,000 hour figure straight away goes to 4,500 hours. Okay, why? Because every state has certain nuances, even for the same subject. In some states, the subjects are different. Some of the subjects are different. Some states have a component for local laws. And in other states, what happens is that even if Civil Procedure Code, Criminal Procedure Code, Indian Evidence Act, IPC are being covered, they're covered in a different way. You can review, for example, a Himachal Pradesh prelims paper and a Delhi prelims paper. You will see that the way in which questions are asked are very different. Delhi will have more application-based questions, and there may be more direct questions in a prelims paper from Himachal Pradesh. Now, that doesn't mean one or the other is easier. Okay, because in one you are focusing on memorization, in another you are focusing on memorization plus application. Okay, and if you can apply without the memorization, you will fail to crack the one where memorization is important. So what does this mean? This means that specifically you must be able to customize your preparation. Okay, that means additional effort. So you're of course you're maximizing the chance by sitting for more exams, but you accordingly need to prepare for more state related specifics. Now, if you start to study based on your college preparation, you're not going to be able to do that, because in your law school, how do you customize for Bihar judiciary, Rajasthan judiciary, MP judiciary, Delhi judiciary, Rajasthan judiciary? Okay, so how do you study civil procedure code in 5 different ways? So you'll have to accommodate those things. Now, when this is the kind of effort required, what happens is that, if you imagine a cricket match where you have 500 runs to chase, if you've got a test match, you can do this in your time, in your own time. Okay, you can have some reasonable pace at which you can chase this. Okay, that's how it happens in cricket, right? But imagine if that target had to be chased in a 220 in a T20 game. The highest scores range around 180, 200 runs. How do you chase a 500 run target? Now you break down 4,500 hours into 4 to 5 years of study prep. You will realize that at an average, you need to study 3 to 4 hours a day if you start in first year. In fifth year, if you start, this turns out to about 12 to 14 hours every day. Historically, we've never had that kind of experience to study for 14 hours, 12 hours every day. You've got the experience of studying 8 hours, 6 hours, maybe 10 hours before your college exams. That too one can last for maybe a couple of weeks. Okay, because you take break days and all of that in the middle. Sometimes there are holidays between exams. So 6 hours, 8 hours is what we know how to study. Recall your board exam prep also. That's how much you've studied. Okay, so studying 14 hours, 12 hours around your fifth year is humongous. Now, for those of you who say, I'm starting to prepare early by keeping pace with my college studies, and in fifth year I will take coaching, it's not a question of when you take coaching. The question is whether you are studying the way judiciary exam has to be prepared for. Okay, if you're not doing that, then you're losing the advantage by starting early also. You have an advantage by starting early, but if you're not able to appropriately customize, then you're losing it.